Good morning, team from London UPC HQ. Gabby and I are in the kitchen this morning. It's chaos in here today. So I mentioned to you guys that today was my super high day, 1100 grams of carbohydrates for the day. So really fueling up before we dip back down in the lead up to Poland show. So I wanted to take you guys through a full day of eating today because I had a few questions about how the hell someone eats 1100 grams of carbs, close to like 6,000 calories. And then I'm going to take you through my push session. So we're going to go train this morning at Muscleworks, the UK mecca of bodybuilding. So basically I'm going to show you guys what I'm having for breakfast, which will be meal one, eggs, rice, toast, honey, rice cakes, lots of carbs. So I'll show you guys how that looks once I have it all cooked, but we're basically just getting it ready now. Despite all the chaos, it's going to be delicious and very excited to show you guys what that looks like. All right, so we're in meal one. Absolutely excited to eat this. What do we got here? 250 grams of egg whites with my usual veggies, tomato, spinach, capsicum. Got 150 grams of uncooked white rice with 50 grams of avocado. Got my normal salt and pepper on there, a little tomato sauce. And then here we've got our carb bomb. We've got 120 grams of sourdough with 50 grams of honey. And we've got 60 grams of rice cakes. And sorry to my Australian followers, but these are the best rice cakes in the world. You can't buy them in Australia. These are the Snacker Jacks choc chip and caramel. Oh my God. So I'll throw the calories and macros up on this, but it's about 1,200 calories. And I think it's like 250 grams of carbs. I'm about to rip in because I'm starving. And I'll see you guys for meal two and for a push workout after this. All right, so it's, what are we now, like 11:30, 12 o'clock, almost midday. We're back at the home gym. And we got here a little bit later than anticipated. So I'm gonna have my pre-workout meal now, then train. So I'll show you guys what we're having for food. Pretty simple pre-workout meal, and then I'll show you guys the session, and then the meal when we get home, which is going to be a little bit more delicious, I think. Cream of rice, some toast, a few other bits and bobs. But this one's very straightforward. Nothing you guys haven't seen before. Some chicken, some rice, some vegetables, a stack of rice cakes here, a bunch of strawberry jam, and some fruit. So nothing crazy, but just getting in the usual carbohydrate sources that I would have. A little bit less protein because we've got more carbohydrates today and we've got carbs that kind of have protein as well. So really just trying to top up this glycogen stores ahead of a little pull down in calories later in the week in the lead up to this pro show. But I'll see you guys in the gym for upper body. All right, so here's what we're working with. Because the rice cakes are already flavored and they're delicious as hell, I put my 40 grams of jam on the rice because it's like 150 grams of dry rice, so it's a lot of rice. So a little bit of jam, a little bit of rice, a little bit of salt, make it delicious, and then we'll eat the rice cakes and the fruit, and then we'll let it digest and go train. All right, so in true Kyle fashion, we're kicking off upper body push with some carbs, just because I want to. I like training carbs, and if you want to grow big carbs, do them first. Because there's no like interference between carbs and upper body. So kicking this off, actually a really nice old school standing calf raise machine. 2 working sets here, like 10 to 15 reps each. Ooh. Ow. Something so badass about like an old school metal plates. Carbs done, Smith press Next, first primary exercise for chest. Just one top set, 6 to 8 reps. This will be like PR territory for me this close to comp as well, so this will be nice, but I'll need Gabby to spot me for this one. Oh, that was heavy. Maybe overshot that one a little bit. 5 reps. Anyway, that was hard work. I'm gonna leave it there, that's fine. I'll shoot for 6 next week. But either way, it feels nice to get under some heavy load for today. And I'll move on to some lateral delts now that that's done. All right, onto lateral delts after press. So, some rationale potentially for session sequencing or exercise sequencing is to give the primary muscle potentially a little break. So after going from my primary pressing movement, I could move into a lateral raise variation before I then go on to some more chest stuff. So chest has a little bit of a break. Doing some lateral delt isolation isn't really going to impact my chest at all. And then I can go into like my flyers and my secondary pressing a little fresher so I can maintain the integrity of my performance in the later stuff. So this cool opportunity to use some cool equipment. We've got this old school Cybex Eagle lateral raise, which is fucking awesome. It's heavy as metal plates. 2 sets, 10 to 15 reps here. Really trying to cap off these delts in the lead up to Poland. Ow. That's the lateral raises done. Lateral delts done for this session. So, the common complaint I hear from people who struggle to grow their lateral delts is that they feel their traps too much. So one thing I want you to keep in mind when you are doing any lateral raise variation is rather than shrugging up as you lift the weight out, which will involve much more upper traps and much less lateral delts, think about keeping your traps back and down, so your scapula's pulled back and down. Think about a sweeping motion with your arm to think about pushing the load away from your torso without shrugging up as you come. So it's not necessarily about how high you get and how high you get the weight up, it's all about how much tension you can put on the lateral delts as you sweep your arm out in that plane of motion. Alrighty, we're onto some triceps. So again, what I would typically do, again, when it comes to session sequencing or structure, is look for opportunities to leverage the exercises that I want to get the most out of. So this being like my primary tricep exercise, it's one heavy hard set. So I will do all of my primary like hard stuff before I go into my accessory stuff. So I've still got like 2 chest isolations left, 1 tricep isolation left, but I'll get the compound stuff done first because I want the greatest amount of load exposure I get for these exercises, so I'd rather do them fresh. So this time we move on to the JM press, which is kind of like a hybrid skull crusher close grip bench press. If you are someone that does struggle with elbow pain when it comes to any skull crushers, I think this is a great variation or a hybrid between that skull crusher and bench press, because I think a lot of the close grip bench press can be misconstrued with like a chest exercise. A lot of people end up lifting way too heavy, train more pecs, more anterior delts, where the goal is triceps. So this nice variation, sort of hybrid exercise in between, where the primary emphasis is the triceps. All right, tricep compound done, 1 set. I got 12 reps on there, which is 8 to 12 rep target. On to chest flies to finish. So 2 sets here, 10 to 15 reps, and then some machine pressing and some tricep isolation to get done. So chest emphasis push session. But man, my chest is smoked. That Smith killed me. So just goes to show you don't need a lot to actually build muscle or to make progress. I think the less you can do, the higher the quality can be, and over time you can progress the volume and the amount of exercises you do in a given session. So on to our last chest exercise. Machine chest press, 2 sets here, 8 to 12. And man, I love this place. Just like, obviously only like the second or third time we've trained here, so still just kind of finding our way around the gym, what piece of equipment they have, just trying different things out to see how they feel first of all. But this is awesome, man. This old school like Gym 80 incline press piece of kit. Super, super smooth. Yeah, they don't make gym equipment like they used to. I think this is like a relic from like the 80s or something. It's fucking awesome. Isolateral, converges at the top, really deep loaded stretch at the bottom, and very, very smooth. So don't need to go too heavy on this being my last exercise. It's already pretty fucking hard as it is. My chest is already pretty smoked. So we'll see this, see how it feels anyway. Probably a 1 or 2 hour hour. I'm not trying to kill myself here.
Punching my shoulder, I'm like, hang on, I felt that. I never used to feel that before. Can't have that now, mate. So that's like I said, it's Frank I've got to deal with. I've got to get this, Frank I've got to deal with. I'm as well.
All right, to finish this off, single arm over the shoulder tricep push downs, 2 sets, 10 to 15 reps, and I'm done. Time to go eat some more food and probably get some more steps in. So we've got a big walk ahead of us back to the station, catch a train back home, and then I've got 3 more massive meals to get in, and I'll show you guys what we're having post-workout. It's about 1,200 calories, about 250, 300 grams of carbs. So still full from my pre-workout meal, so definitely need to get some activity in to get the stomach juices moving, get that hunger back. So knock this one out, and I'll see you guys at home for my post-workout meal. Oh yeah. All right, guys, we are back from the gym. Upper body push workout done, so you guys will see that one on the channel with this video as well. And we're back in for my post-workout meal. So you guys saw what I had for breakfast, what I had pre-workout. Now we're having post-workout, which is meal 3. So I've still got another 2 meals to go. But man, this is like carb coma. Checking out the new C-Bum YouTube video while we eat. But check that out. So basically, we've got cream of rice there, banana, dates, a little bit of almond butter, some cinnamon, some salt. I've got 60 grams of sourdough with 40 grams of strawberry jam, and we've got 6 rice cakes. We've got 3 of the caramel and 3 of the choc chip. Can you tell I'm excited to eat this meal? But I'll throw up the calories and macros for this one. It is around about 1,200 calories, I think, like 250 grams of carbs. This is a big boy. So I'll show you guys how that looks on the screen, and then I'll see you for meal 4, which will be my dinner meal. Alrighty, team, we are back in the kitchen for meal 4, dinner meal 4. Still got 1 meal to go. Lots of carbs in today. Like I mentioned, it's about 1,150 grams of carbs. It's close to 6,000 total calories for the day. And I'd hate to say it, but I am full. Being this deep into contest prep, yeah, it's kind of tricky because obviously my baseline diet is like half of this. So getting all this food down is actually quite difficult. But I'm not going to complain because Coach Dean has sent my plans through for the remainder of this prep. And I get a 50% calorie reduction tomorrow. Yay! So calories back down about 2.6, I believe. Cardio back in, and output goes up as well from activity and training. So I'm going to savor the food while I have it. But here's what we're having. We've got 125 grams of chicken, 100 grams of broccoli. We've got 150 grams of raw weight rice with 40 grams of strawberry jam, and trusty old rice cakes, 6 rice cakes there. So again, it's about 1,200 calories, and about 230, 240 grams of carbs. But I'll show full calories and macros somewhere here on the screen when you guys see this video. All right, guys, it is officially like 9:30 p.m. here. On these high days, I actually struggle to get this food down. I'm such a pussy, obviously. So it ends up stretching my meals out way further just because I'm so full between meals. Well, this is meal number 5. This is 1,100 and something grams of carbs down, close to 6,000 calories for the day. And my final meal is cream of rice, 100 grams cream of rice. I've got some dates, some dark chocolate, some honey, some fruit. I've got 60 grams of sourdough with about 30 grams of jam. And that is us done and dusted for the day. So you guys saw a full day of eating at 1,100 grams of carbohydrates. You saw a push session, and that is us wrapped up for today. So as always, guys, if you get any value at all from this content, it would mean the world to me if you like, comment, share, most importantly, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in the gym for what have we got? Hams, delts, and arms. Peace.